Welcome to another episode of Ship of War, my review of Don Jon.
Ship of War. When ship happens, I'm there.
Don Jon stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Scarlett Johansson, Tony Danza, and Julia Moore. And this movie is also directed and written by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Now, the premise of Don Jon is this character named Jon. His name is Jon, but everybody calls him Don Jon because he's like a lady killer. So Don Jon is played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He has a very unrealistic point of view of basically of what a relationship has to be, or a very unrealistic view of how somebody's sex life has to be, because he watches a lot of porn. And this movie is interesting in that way because it focuses on not only a guy's unrealistic view of what a relationship should be, but it also focuses on the unrealistic view that women have when it comes to relationships as well. So this movie has a lot of moral lessons to it, and not only that, it's a really funny movie as well. It has very great comedy. I personally really enjoyed this movie because the film is based in New Jersey, and you have these characters who are obviously Italian Catholics, and it's funny to watch because I'm Catholic, so the whole Catholic thing in this movie was just so funny. It's so based on such realism of how it is sometimes that I couldn't help but laugh. I mean, there's a lot of very humorous things in this movie. If you can really relate to certain things about it, you just laugh because you're like, that is like so funny because it's so true in certain aspects of it. So overall, this was a really good movie. I was really caught off guard with how it ended. I really wasn't expecting it to end the way it ended, which I really like because I really don't like, knowing how the movie's gonna be, or, speculating and being like, yeah, I was right that the movie ended that way. So I'm not gonna really talk about the romance, but there is romance. There's the obvious romance that you see in the trailer between Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character and Scarlett Johansson's character, and then there's other things that happen in the movie that I'm not going to mention. But overall, everybody did a great job acting-wise, and this being Joseph Gordon-Levitt's first film that he directed and written and acted in, it was really, really, really good. He has a very promising future as a director, as a writer. We already know he has a promising future as a actor because we've already seen him act, in several movies and doing a wonderful job. But seeing him now being a director and being a writer, he did just an excellent job with this movie. And as his first movie, he's starting off on a very good foot. So I recommend this movie to anybody who's of age to go see this movie and who wants to see a funny movie that has a life lesson to it. It's a very good film. So that is all for this episode of Ship of War. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Rush stars Chris Hemsworth, Daniel Bruhl, and is directed by Ron Howard. The movie is a biopic about two Formula drivers, James Hunt and Niki Lauda. Now, I went into this movie not knowing much of the story, if anything. I appreciate this film for opening my eyes to something that I personally wouldn't have gone out of my way to find out. And after I watched this movie and saw everything unfold on screen and learned about these different real life people, I came home and I went online.